With all the attention on the latest mirrorless camera lenses, you may have forgotten that all the way back in 2018, Sigma released an amazing lens, a 105mm portrait lens with an unheard of bright 1.4 aperture. And here it is right here, the Sigma 105 Art Lens. So for all you portrait photographers that crave endless light, this is the lens for you. Rarely do you see a lens this chunky with such a large front element, 105mm front element, that's so ready to suck in all the light it can get to. And at 105mm, it's actually the perfect focal length for portraiture.
The one equalizer lens I think for today is going to be this beastie, the Sigma 105 Art. This is a 1.4 constant aperture that just sucks in light and detail. It's razor sharp, and I think it's going to be a good equalizer as we shoot some stills. So,
with its bright 1.4 max aperture, it incorporates 17 optical elements in 12 groups, one of these being an aspherical lens to help minimize axial chromatic aberration, to deliver extremely high resolution along with ample peripheral light volume. The 9-bladed rounded aperture blades create nice circular out of focus areas in your backgrounds. This lens is also weather sealed, which any lens at this price point should be. It weighs nearly 4 pounds, making your camera bag that much heavier, so keep that in mind when you're packing. This really isn't for travel photography. This is for studio portraits or on location shoots with individual subjects or a couple of people. You could probably do a group of people, but you'd have to be at a farther back distance with that 105mm focal length. By the way, did you know that with all art lenses there's a little number down here at the base near the mount? And that actually is the date, the year that the lens was actually introduced. And so in this case, 2018. Another interesting thing to share is the lens hood is actually made of CFRP, which is carbon fiber reinforced plastic. So pretty sure this lens hood's going to be around for a while. And the other thing that I love is the lens ships with an Arca Swiss tripod ring, which is great for all of you like me that have Arca Swiss compatible ball heads on your tripods. The lens is also firmware upgradable via the Sigma USB dock. And in photography circles, this lens has kind of earned this bokeh-master moniker. You can see that it probably has beaten up all its Sigma Art brothers, because this is definitely the big brother of the bunch for all portrait lenses. And I absolutely think it lives up to the bokeh-master moniker. This lens can render an insane amount of detail, so I think it's the perfect fit for fashion photography, where you have a lot of detail and texture. With its shallow depth of field at 1.4, you're able to blur out the backgrounds, making your subject pop. This lens really is special. It's really the only lens at this focal length that can let in this much light, yet retain so much contrast and detail. And I think in terms of price, this is a true value when compared to the newer mirrorless lenses currently available today. There was a rumor recently that Canon would release their own version of this in an RF mount. We haven't seen it yet, but when we do see that, the thing will easily be $3,000. This lens is half that. This lens works perfectly via the EF to RF mount, so if you want to use this with all your mirrorless Canon bodies, it'll work perfectly. Or you can buy it for the Sigma SA mount, the Nikon F, Sony E mount, or the L mount. So yeah, if portraits are your thing, I highly recommend checking this lens out. You can actually save a couple of $100 by shopping on the used market and getting a copy that way. Thanks so much guys for hanging out with me the last few minutes checking out the Sigma 105 Art lens. I'm not sponsored in any way by Sigma. I just purchased this lens on my own with my own hard-earned Benjamins. So if you liked today's video, please hit the thumbs up button, and please subscribe to my channel and join me in my journey of utilizing amazing creative tools. And please ring that bell to get notified when I drop a new video. I will see you all on the next one.